the Heart, Mind, and Heart Show. Hello, ladies.
Hello, happy
Hello.
Saturday.
We are looking so fabulous tonight. Hello, HMB fam. We are so excited to be on tonight because this is Halloween's Eve. No, we did not say Hallows Eve. We said Halloween Eve. We are so excited to be here tonight to have some great talks and treats. Tonight we put a little spin on it, so we won't have any tricks. We may talk about some tricks. We won't have no tricks. We definitely gonna have some talks that are filled with thrills and shocking news and you name it, we're going to talk about it tonight. So this is an exciting show, and we just want to put that disclaimer out there that we are a show that's about helping and uplifting and telling the truth, all through the truth. So we have no intentions of hurting anyone or being offensive in any shape, form, or fashion. If there's something that we've learned through research and through other news outlets, it is via research and outlet. We will definitely say allegedly until we know the truth, but it will definitely be information that's found upon research. Ladies, are y'all ready?
Ready?
Yes.
Ready? Okay, well, I'll start off with me. I am Coach Shalonda. Tonight, I'm known as the sexy reindeer. Rudolph, the black nose. Don't get it twisted. And we have our lovely Miss Queen A. Who are you tonight, Miss Queen A? All right, wait a minute.
I'm a fox who just finished feeding. Hence the blood. But I'm a sexy fox that just finished feeding.
What kind of feed? We have our lovely Miss Serious K. And who are you tonight, Serious K?
Under his eye. I'm a handmaid from the Handmaid's Tale.
We done quoted the handmaid, y'all.
So, and my commander is of Jason.
All right now. Okay, you are in full-blown character. Wait a minute.
The fox, the reindeer, the handmaid.
All the way out tonight, y'all. She wasn't playing.
I know that's right.
Now, how do you greet people? Under his eye.
Under his eye.
Under his aim.
Wow.
Yeah, under his eye. Under his eye.
His eye.
Mhm.
I am sexy
Yeah.
Rudolph black nose reindeer. Under his eye, Queen A is the sexy red fox. I mean, not red fox.
Under his eye.
Ooh, it's gonna be a night. This is going to be a night. Well, first of all, before we go off into the show, I just want to shout out to a little man, my little David Jr. He wanted to make sure I give him a shout out tonight on the show and let everybody know that his team won the championship.
Oh, hey, congratulations.
Congratulations, Sunday.
Team Warrior of the Flower Mound, I-9 Sports, football, whatever.
Good for him.
He was most valuable player of the week, 1 week. I mean, they had a fun little exciting time and they played very well. So he was like, I said, well, we'll see you guys. He was telling other families, we'll see you all next year. No, I won't, Mom. I'm playing tackle. Oh.
Okay.
He didn't have any permission from me nor Dad. But he said
it was very interesting. Remember a prophetic word you received about your son.
But anyway,
about a sport where you may not be fond of, and he seemed like he's going in that direction.
Not at all.
Yeah.
But anyway, when you see him, he has the build of a football player, but whatever. He can play a lot of things and still have that build. You know what I'm saying? Come on, y'all. I'm gonna need some backup. Hello, mothers.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, definitely.
Come on, need some backup. I need backup, y'all. But anyway,
you know how mothers are. We're overprotective over our children, especially our boys. So,
Yep.
Why? Why is it like that? Why? Don't know. But anyway, y'all, let's get into some first of all, how was your week? What good things happened? What crazy thing happened? Come on, give me something. Give me something. Anybody?
Seriously? I had a good week, but I had a good week. Nothing special really happened, but my son, he'll be going to the border on Monday for duty, border patrol. So you guys
Wow.
just keep him in your prayers. So nothing serious, just walking, toting the gun, and protecting our border. So
Yes.
just keep him in
Wow.
your prayers. But other than that, it was a productive week.
You
Oh,
definitely
good,
will. Wow.
good.
Mhm.
Congratulations. Wow, that's good.
Yeah. Queen
Yeah.
A.
I felt like I feel like I was accelerated this week. A lot of stuff has happened, a lot of good things. But I would say, I started a new job. I'm in the IT field. And when I tell you, I've been up to midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, working,
Mm.
working. So I really have to learn how to balance, especially I'm the type that get into my work. So I really got to learn how to balance that out. But when I tell you, it's been a lot of good things that happened this week. I literally felt like my life was accelerated this week.
Well, that's good. That sounds exciting. Well, I definitely had a super busy week. I definitely feel like my life is transitioning and definitely preparing me for this 2022. I feel like great things are taking place. So we
Oh,
got
you
Lord
want to
have
know
mercy.
who's kitten, Michael White?
Kidding on here.
Hey, kid.
Hey, kitten. Oh,
Well, hello there. But anyway, we're
I'm
gonna have a good
loving this.
time
Wait, wait,
tonight.
wait.
Let's move on with the show.
Wait. I like a little bit of drama. Like, wait.
That is my
Wait, are you talking to me, Michael? Because I may be a kid. Are you talking to one of the other ladies?
I call her Coco Bear. So hello.
Oh, hi, Coco Bear.
Okay,
Coco Bear. Who is
if you ain't
Coco Bear?
ladies,
Michael White in the chat.
Who is Coco Bear?
Um,
let's
it's
stick to
kitten. I think it's kitten's friend.
outline. Outline. Let's stick to the show.
Oh, okay.
Serious K, like, wait, hold on though.
Hmm.
So y'all know we got some sidebar conversation. She knows too
Oh,
much.
oh,
Okay, so it's a
oh,
mystery. So one of us is
oh.
kitten.
Blessed be. Blessed be.
I love it. He said she knows who my kitten is. I know that's right.
Look like I need some little whiskers. Wait, y'all see?
She just gave it away. She said, I need some whiskers.
Oh
All
God.
right.
Well, we're so glad that our family is tuned in. They have just added more excitement to our show tonight. Now, where am I supposed to be? Wait, I've lost
Look, she all
where am I
all
on
messed up. She like, wait, we're supposed to be.
Anyway, y'all, let's get into some hot topic. Will and Jada Pinkett, well, Jada Pinkett Smith and her husband Will Smith. The headlines were that Jada had mentioned about not having a healthy sex life with her husband. Now, did y'all see the Red Table Talk? Because I'm trying to find out where the hell they get this topic from. Did y'all see the Red Table Talk where she talked
I saw
about?
some of it, yes.
I saw
Okay,
some of it. Did a little
I
research.
didn't get nothing about no unhealthy. They currently have an unhealthy sex life or have difficulties about having a healthy sex life. I didn't get nothing like that. She definitely talked about when they were young, like all of us in our 20s, don't know what the hell we're doing. I didn't know what the hell we were doing. And when it came to sex, until later on in life. But somehow the headlines said that she said something about unhealthy sex life as if she was talking about they now have an unhealthy sex life. So, ladies, what do you think about this conversation? I know Will and Jada, they definitely have an out of the box life. I, for one, I love them because of their evolution, just how they've evolved into who they are now. The things that they've done, as far as in the bedroom and all that crazy stuff, that's one thing. But as far as how they are able to help people and how they're able to think outside the box as far as helping people be the best at who they are, I can definitely say that if you watch some of Will Smith YouTube's, his Instagram posts, his whatever he has, and then he's coming out with a book spilling all the beans and everything. And I want to talk about that too, talking about your truth and how people, there's a saying that say everybody doesn't deserve to hear your story, doesn't deserve to hear your truth.
Absolutely. Yep.
It's so true, but that's so true in so many ways. But then you think about there are people that's out there that's assigned to your life that needs to hear God make allows you to go through things for other people, and then you come back and you down, people that's clearly not assigned to your life. They want to down you and say, oh, you talking too much, or oh, that's crazy, I would have left him, I would have left her, oh, you're this and you're that. And it's like those people are free. They're able to talk about their flaws and the things that they didn't accomplish, and now they're able to overcome, and now they're able to achieve. So I want to hear, what's your thoughts on Will and Jada? And I'll start with Serious K. What are your thoughts?
Well, my thoughts. I was listening to her, and she talked about how um, it was difficult for her to talk to Will about sex, and and what. Okay, I'll just say this. I think that what it boils down to is they both want something different in the bedroom, and neither one is willing to compromise.
Right.
He want one thing, she want the other thing. So I guess they ultimately came to a compromise. You go do you, and I go do me. And they realize that we're better as friends, parents. They're better as partners instead of lovers. So I think that Will and Jada came to that compromise, and that's just what it is. And it seems like each week or each month they keep giving us a little bit and a little bit more. So eventually somebody gonna break, and they're gonna tell it, because I just see them just not being sexual compatible. But then she came back later. I don't know if y'all saw this, but she came back later and said, "Oh, but we have a great sex life."
Well, she never said. She did say they had a bad, where it was kind of crazy, and she felt like he should have been able to read her mind when
But
they were in
no,
their 20s. She did say that, and of
yeah,
course, she even admitted in the video. That's why I watch Red Table Talk, because she admitted that
yeah,
that's how we think. I mean, none of us, we can
yeah,
truly
yeah,
say we were not. We didn't know what we were doing back then,
right,
compared to now, But then you probably didn't think that way. Some of us probably didn't
yeah,
have
of course.
orgasm. We didn't even know what orgasm was. We don't even know how many
Mhm.
orgasms you can have. What kind of orgasm you can have. So I
I
can
don't know
understand.
now. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, it's she was speaking her truth as far as I thought. I was thinking that okay,
Yeah,
he should have read my mind, but it's clearly we can tell clearly that who's the freak in that relationship.
right.
Clearly, Queen A, what are your thoughts on it?
Um, when I listened to the Red Table Talk, she had what's the lady from, was it
Um,
Gwen?
Gwyneth,
Gwyneth Paltrow. Paltrow.
Yeah, from
Mhm.
Sex,
her,
Love, and Goop from the
her.
Netflix series.
Mhm.
So I did hear when she said, she thought that he's supposed to know what, how to make her have an orgasm or read her mind, which I think that you're right. It's hard for any person to read your mind, man or woman. Is you just don't know, and it's important to have those conversations. But for the man, it's hard for a man to hear you just not doing it for me. So
Right.
that's very hard for a man to hear, and that messes with his ego, with his manhood. So and Jada, she's a very upfront, she speak her mind. She probably like, bro, listen.
Yeah.
What's the
Like, this is not feeling too good. But the thing is, right, is that when they got other people involved, it's almost impossible to know what your sexual partner or your spouse or whatever may want. It's like I remember when I was dating someone, and I noticed when he was involved with somebody else, first of all, his attitude changed. He had more confidence. When men, when they get involved, especially I noticed with my son, when he had some, I'm like, wait, okay, you kind of feeling yourself way too much.
Mhm.
So so when the person I was involved with, he started to kiss me different, and I said, okay, maybe he kissed somebody, but it's nothing serious. But then I noticed
Mhm.
in bed it was something different. And then I noticed when he sleep with me, he was doing something different that we intentionally don't do. So that's when I knew, like, okay, he's involved with somebody, and this is more than just sex, because obviously he's sleeping in the bed a certain way with this person. and I had to let loose. So, but I'm just saying the point I'm making in that is that when you are involved with other people sexually, you almost forget how to please your spouse or your sexual partner or whatever, because you're now outside of that relationship and you're doing what pleases that person. So
Yes.
so
Mhm.
that's unhealthy when they having sex outside. So it's almost impossible to read, the mind of a person. And as you get
You can't.
older,
Yeah.
yeah. And as you get older, you may like something different. You may like certain positions differently. What that made you have an orgasm last year may be totally different this year. So those
Mhm.
conversations you have to talk about. And that's why we mentioned last show, therapists, counselors, having a healthy communication with your partner. Like, it's nothing wrong, honey. I just like it this way better.
Exactly. You have to open your mouth and say something
Yeah,
because, you
right.
know,
Mhm.
I can't say this. I can't say this. You can be with a partner for a long time, or your spouse or whoever, and they can learn your body and
Yes.
know
Yes.
what arouses you, know
Mhm.
what get you off or get
Yeah.
you an organ. They can't read your mind, but they know your
Right.
body. Now, if you want more, you have to open your mouth and say
Open.
that you want more. And like you
Yes.
said, Queen A, and if you can't say those things, they do have people out there that can help you. You could go to a sex therapist and they'll
Yes.
talk to you and they'll help you have those types of communications.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Now,
Married my ex-husband where I wanted to introduce something more into our
mhm.
sex life. And he was like, wait a minute, who you been honestly, I wasn't having sex with anyone else.
Right.
But I felt like the sex life got boring and I wanted something more. And he just was like, okay, wait. And he took offense to it. And I'm like, no, like seriously, like I want us to be more open. So I wanted to just introduce more into our sexual life, where he took it a certain way. So, women can take it a certain way as well, but I think more so men take it a certain way. But I have had relationships where him and I, the last relationship I was involved in fact, where we had a very healthy communication in terms of what we wanted in terms of love and sex. So,
Mhm.
what one man may have liked, this person did not. And we learned how to have healthy conversations where we can have like a for real orgasm, like within 2 minutes. So,
Right.
and have
Right.
multiple, honey, multiple.
You know, that's why I can appreciate her having those types of conversations.
Mhm.
Some one person I heard one person said in one of the blogs and news outlet that, oh well, she should keep their bedroom. That's she has a show now and she has the following. They're like number one daytime talk show on Facebook, number one daytime talk show on People's Choice. So they always win, and it seems like every year for the past few years they've been winning awards, Emmys, and like People Choice Awards for having one of the best daytime talk shows. So
Mhm.
that's major, huge accomplishment. So that person was saying that she doesn't need to continue to put her life out there, and she's the headline versus the guest is the headline, but she's the headline about her conversation. I'm like, well, why not?
You
Why?
know,
Why not? Why not? She knows. I think it serves her even better because she's the one that has the huge following. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like she's a super. She has superstardom. Thankfully, and so many people look up to her. Regardless of her and Will's sex life, but they look up to her and they look up to him, and you can visually see the change in their conversation and her conversation. You can see it. Regardless of how they that sex thing. I don't know what's up with that,
but she
Mhm.
so listening to her, I listened to another YouTube show, and the guy spoke about marrying a modern woman. He portrayed Jada as being a modern woman, right?
Yeah,
And first of all, like, can you imagine? I mean, I listen. She's in the public eye, so she's gonna talk about her life, and especially she's all about healing with the Red Table Talk.
exactly.
So she's very upfront and open, and I respect her for that because that's
I
how I
respect
am.
it big time. Yeah.
Yeah, because healing comes from authenticity and you don't have to be upfront about everything. But can you imagine how Will feel? Like, my wife just put me out there like she's just not
Yeah.
happy
Just
sexually.
put all our
Yeah.
business.
Yeah.
Listen, can you imagine your husband on the show like, I'm just not happy with our sex life. Like, Ah.
Yeah, see, that's why,
Baby, I ain't different. No.
girl, my exact. I'm like, that's why I think you should talk to your spouse first. Like, hey, I want to talk
Right.
about this. Are you cool with that?
Yeah.
I don't want to make you uncomfortable.
Yeah,
So y'all
exactly.
don't think she's having those conversations with Will?
Oh, I don't know, but
The reason why I think she's
I
having
don't
those
know.
conversations, the reason why, of course, we don't know, but the reason why I feel like she is because she did put a statement out there and told people. I don't know if y'all saw that. I'm sure it's still out there if the producer can find it. But she put a statement about we have a great sex life. Did y'all read that? Did y'all
Yeah,
see
that's what I said earlier. Yeah, she
Oh
said
yeah,
we
she
have a
have
great
a great
sex life.
sex
Yeah.
life. Like, quick trying to make a headline. Which, if they got that from Red Table Talk, they literally made a headline, y'all, because she did not say that. She said how
Mhm.
they thought in their young years how she felt like he should have known what she wanted, but she realized no, So
Right.
that was her main point. But that's clickbait. All of that is
Right.
clickbait.
Right.
There's
Right.
Exactly.
That's clearly click. That's not. I don't watch the show to depict or to tear apart her and Will's marriage, and they have gone through some things that I don't know if any of us could have gone through entanglements and
Hmm.
openness and all of that stuff, and
Mhm.
I like this big one and maybe this big. I ain't about that kind of life.
And another thing, right? I mean, is uh, okay. I shouldn't be so. I'm not gonna be so graphic with it, but
No, go ahead.
new. I'm not. I'm not.
Open power
So
transparency. Go ahead.
like you can be you. So for okay, so say for me, if I now in the past I was a little bit different. So in the past, new a sexual partner is more exciting. It feels good because it's new and it's risky. Whereas now, I'm older, where I want to be more in tune emotionally and sexually with my partner who I'm with now. So I don't look outside. So it's like if I'm involved with someone, if I go outside that one of them is not going to please me. I can't do both. So I don't understand how someone can go outside of their relationship and get involved with other sexual partners and then come home and have sex with their partner. So I,
Yeah.
I just don't see how that happens. I mean, okay, in the past I've done it, but I know what I've done. It changed the feeling and dynamics of the sex as well as my connection with them.
With
So
that
for that reason, I definitely wouldn't want to go outside of my relationship or my marriage at all.
right.
Mhm.
And to see that they're yet still hanging in there. Now they've talked about separation and all of that,
Mhm.
but to come back together and we don't know what they're doing now as far as moving forward now in their 50s, but they have, and for what they've shared with us, they've gone through a battle when it came to just them, connecting emotionally. It seemed like it was more emotional for them. May have been totally on two different. I know I've heard Will say in one of the interviews that, um, she's not about traditional, or she wasn't about. I don't know how she is now, but she wasn't about a traditional marriage. Man, I don't even think they call each other husband and wife anymore.
No, they don't.
I think
This
they
is her
call each other.
comment.
I
Yeah, this is
can't.
her. So
What
she
do you
said
call it?
only because okay, Shalana, you got glasses. You got
Okay,
glasses on.
She said Will and I have never had an issue in the bedroom.
mm,
Mhm. Yeah. She said,
mhm.
only because I got time today. Stop making up headlines. Watch the Red
Right.
Table Talk. I did watch Gwyneth. I forgot, I can't see the last name, for yourselves.
Natural. So they never had issues in the bedroom, but they both stepped out of the bedroom.
Yes. Yes.
Right. She had drinks some thing on that. They had never had issues, but they stepped out. Okay, right. Okay. Yes.
But
You
it's
know,
like, why step out though? Like if you
exactly. It's a
so it's
lot of it's so much help out there. If you're having if you're
Mhm.
because it will get boring because it's like the same bedroom, the same bed.
so
You do want
Yeah.
some spice. You go away to a hotel. That's why couples need to go away on trips every year. That brings the thrill back. And
yeah.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna stop talking because people are gonna think like this girl was out of control.
all through the power of
Um,
transparency.
let me tell you, when I tell you I am a transformed woman, trust me. But I remember being involved in a relationship, and my boyfriend and I lived together, and he wanted to introduce another person into the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
It got out of hand. I'm just gonna say that. So, that's never good because it creates some type of issue, and it creates broken trust. Now, I've known people to have open relationships and it worked for them. I don't think it works for everybody, but because there's rules and guidelines. Okay, we're gonna step outside of this, then this, then this. But then it's like trust. Like
Yeah.
trust issues come up because if you both agree we're gonna go outside, but we never discuss it, when that person leaves, you may be like, well, what they doing? You calling them and you freaking out, like, okay, what's going on? And then you're gonna feel some type of way, and as a rebound or making yourself feel better, you may want to step outside of that. And that's just a mess. That's just too much. Like,
No.
you know,
I just want to say this last thing. Y'all know if a woman is pleased in the bedroom, she ain't going nowhere. She ain't
yes,
going outside of the
yes,
bedroom.
serious K.
Even if that
Yes,
joker just ain't doing right, ain't acting right, we look at our
yes,
homegirl like, girl, this fool doing you like this and that,
yes.
and you still there. You
You
already
better
know
say it.
why. You know the
You
first thing
better
we
say
always
it.
say. He must got that good. So
Yeah, I'm
we
telling you.
ain't go if he doing right, we ain't going outside the bed. Now,
That's
men,
facts.
I heard they just do it just because today is Saturday. I'm just, if they're a cheater, they're just gonna do it. It doesn't matter how good you are. If it's in them,
Yes.
they're just gonna do it.
Mhm.
That's true. And that's been stated
So
that, when if a woman say I'm out, yeah,
Most
she's
times
being
when we cheat,
successful.
it's emotional. It's
Yeah.
for emotional reasons in the
absolutely,
bedroom.
Yeah.
But
absolutely.
men, they just do it, and you know.
Yeah. Now, so one of the YouTube shows I was watching, I forgot the guy's name, but he mentioned. So, how do you all feel about, because he mentioned about marrying a modern day woman, and he said this is where we got issues like this when we marry modern day women. So, how do you feel? Because do you all consider yourself a modern day woman? And it's like, how do how are your relationships working?
What what does he mean by modern
I
day
was gonna say, what
woman?
does he mean by that?
Someone, I guess someone who
He's talking about millennials.
no,
Yeah,
no,
because
I guess someone who, like, he said Jada, he classified Jada as a modern day woman, and he said someone, I guess basically someone who has her own,
it's our
someone who,
own.
yeah, someone who believe, like, have a very strong personality, a very strong mindset, and she's not about a traditional marriage. So
Hmm.
I guess he's saying that's a modern day woman. So how do you all feel about that? Like, do you think that a relationship works, if she's a modern day woman, that the relationship can work? Because
Yeah,
some
because,
women feel like a woman, like a modern day woman, she's too strong, she's too this, she's too that. So where does he fit in, or the relationship, can the relationship really thrive and grow from that?
I Yeah. Did you want to say something first, Serious Game?
no, I was just gonna say, yeah, I think the relationship can because I think it all boils down to your morals and your
Yeah,
values and your upbringing. Because you
Yeah.
can be a modern day woman and hold your own, but at the end of the day, we still want that traditional relationship,
You're right.
you know.
Exactly.
So
I was gonna
yeah,
say the
it's
same
still
thing.
work.
Yeah. I think it can definitely work. It's working for them, and
mhm,
but I definitely think that it can work. I think that possibly from what I can see in my perception of just them two,
mhm.
uh, from looking, understanding the male's ego. I think it was more so when it became open. Y'all know what I'm talking
Right.
about,
Yeah.
allegedly. Um, that it was an ego thing on the man's side, on Will's side.
Mm.
Yeah,
You can
that's
only
hurtful.
imagine how his ego was bruised when
I'm
she
telling you.
Yeah.
And especially men are territorial. Men are
yeah.
territorial. I
So
mean, women are too, but men are
Hmm.
really territorial. Don't come, you know.
exactly. So I think that if she had not been so just out there, not understanding who she was as a young lady, growing into a woman, they could have had that monogamous marriage, relationship with just them, those two, nobody else, no cheating, anything. Let's figure out, rich. Let's get the help we need to figure out how can we please one another. In the bedroom, what do we need to do? How can we match up or sync up in the bedroom? Because I believe you can. A lot of times, there are couples that may start off and be all over the place in the bedroom, but they learn. You have like she's just not realizing at 50. You learn each other. You have to talk, have those intimate conversations, and talk to each other. You don't just leave or go mess with someone else. Be single. What is
Right.
the point? Leave
Right.
marriage alone, please.
Yeah.
Right.
Or they have those other beliefs or traditions of men with 15 wives and all that, whatever they call those people. Go over there, be with them.
Mhm.
But
But
you know
leave.
how
Go ahead.
how
Go
do you
ahead.
like you think about those type of relationships? Like, how do you even establish an emotional connection? It's more of an arrangement. Like, okay, this wife is Monday, this wife is Tuesday. That's no emotional
That's
connection
crazy.
there. And
None.
oftentimes, right, in my experience, oftentimes when the sex dies is because of an emotional disconnection or
Yeah.
or not communicating. So
Yeah.
so that's communication again is important and
It's
emotional
important.
connection. But what I love about Jada and Will is that they do seek the help.
Yeah, they do.
They realize that they have to work on some things and they seek the help and they do things like what she has in creating an environment in a space where she can talk about these things and she get free from that, I believe.
She
So
does. Yeah.
mhm.
Mhm.
And and if she don't, there are people that are getting free. There's probably some couples like, oh wow, I want to know more about Goop. The
Yep.
sex, love, and Goop, Gwyneth
Yep.
Paltrow
Mhm.
thing, because that was, I don't know if you've seen the series K, but that was exciting to watch,
Mhm.
and you learn something, and
Mhm.
you want to be able to connect with your mate on a amazing divine level, energetic.
Mhm.
You want to be able, you want to know,
Like Coach
I think we
Lee.
talked about it last week about, sometimes you've been sitting up and you think about your mate, just like, oh,
Mhm.
that feeling. Just go ahead, Queen A.
One thing I would say, if you can't relate to yourself, if you can't be honest with yourself, it's almost impossible to relate to your mate.
Yep.
So a lot of times some people are not even, honest with themselves or open in their own feelings
Yeah.
that's why the relationship can't work sometimes. It's like you have to be honest with yourself, vulnerable with yourself. And I know, like, for me sometimes, like, and that's why I had to take some classes. And I spoke about tantra. I took a class on tantra and I had to take some classes to help me get in touch with my emotions, because that's something from experience that I wanted to suppress because I was afraid to open up or afraid
Hmm.
to want to show vulnerability because I may hurt too easy or may love too hard or whatever. So it's important to be able to relate and connect to your own emotions, connect to yourself. So
It is. It is. This is a good conversation. We can go on and on about the sex talk, but we must move on. Lord have mercy. To this next topic. This is the hot topic. This has been out a couple of weeks ago. The 61-year-old marriage. I don't know if y'all saw the video. They actually had
Yeah.
a live. Did you see Serious
I saw
Case?
no, I saw the picture. Like I saw it last week and I was like, what? And I started reading. I said, this is okay, go ahead.
61 years old. He married his 18-year-old goddaughter. I saw the live video. Nobody saw. Oh my god. I saw the live. They
wow.
had a live video where they were talking. I don't know if it was on their Instagram. I was watching on one of the news outlets, where they just was highlighting some points about them, and she was talking, and he was talking. Now, they're both from. It seemed like the way they were communicating from rural South somewhere. You know what I mean? The dialect. And I don't know if y'all ever saw R. Kelly, one of R. Kelly's victims that was talking about one of the little young girls was talking how she was taking up for him and just, oh, he was this and I don't know, just
Yeah.
up on Gail. Yeah, so
Uh-huh.
that little girl, yeah, 18 years old. She has a little 1 year old. He said it's not his. Don't know who the father is. But I mean, she was going off on the people in their little feed. She was live. And she was like, if you don't like it, if this is so disgusting, get off our feed and you don't MF. I mean, she was going in.
Mm-mm-mm.
18 years old. This is my husband. I didn't came up. 61. He talking about, baby, they got my blood pressure right there. Right there. They got my blood pressure going up. And she was like, oh, we didn't came up because I didn't came up. I got my I was thinking and I
Oh
was
my
like,
God.
wow, she's 18. When she turned 38, 48, she's gonna look back on this and be like, why nobody stopped me? And it makes me think about her mother. I don't know if her father is part of her life, but her mom, like, did she have anybody around her
Right.
to talk to her? But then if that's her godfather or was her godfather because now it's her husband. But if that was her godfather, then I think about the type of mom because I'm like, if you have that type of man as your daughter's godfather, wow.
Yeah.
He was looking, and then she made the statement. She made the statement on the live video that we waited till I turned. First, they said there was no interest there, and no, he was not looking at her while she was young. But then she came back and said, "We waited until I was 18, so we're legal."
Wow.
Y'all waited, so he liked you before, but y'all had to wait until you became legal for him to marry you. So this right here is a sad situation, but I just want to hear how do you have those conversations with an 18-year-old? What if your 18-year-old niece, daughter, stepdaughter, or little 18-year-old daughter's friend was interested in a 61? How would y'all have this conversation? What if y'all had to teach a class, was teaching a church class, some type of Bible class, and this 18-year-old came to you and she was talking about she was interested in a 65-year-old man or 61 or 55. Hey, 50. And she's 18. What kind of conversations would y'all have with that young lady? Serious game.
First of all, I just want to address the issue. First of all, he's been watching this girl.
For a long time.
He's been grooming this girl to be his wife. He's been and he probably had been molesting this little girl.
Mm-hmm.
And now the conversation I would have with her, first of all, I would ask her, where do you see yourself in this relationship 10 years from now, 20 years from now? What if you wanted a kid? Is he able to give you a child? What will your kids look like? Are you okay with being alone raising this child?
Mm-hmm.
Are you okay with because he might die on you, he might get sick. Are you okay taking care of your baby and changing his diaper and your baby's diaper? Are you okay with that? Are you okay being left alone, a widow at 25 years
Right,
old?
25 years old.
So
Mm-hmm.
I would give her all those things to think about.
Mm-hmm.
And then see how she feel after she answer those questions. Because this man, first of all, he can't. We talked about sex earlier. How long he gonna last? What he got to do? She can't, keep
the
with that
Viagra
girl.
pill.
Wait,
Wait, honey, I took the Viagra.
and that's not fair to the child.
Right.
That's not fair to the child. You're gonna die and leave this child fatherless. I mean, we got deadbeats out there, but still, the fact that you leave this child fatherless, and then leave this woman without a husband. So those are some things to think about on both ends. But he's 61, he want what he want. He got this young girl, and I don't. It's
Yeah.
sick. It's
Yeah.
sick. Woody Allen. Remember the guy Woody Allen? His adopted daughter. He married her. She was like 18 or something like that. He was doing the same thing, but he always looked like a. Y'all go ahead on.
I agree.
Blessed be the fruit.
Allegedly.
Blessed be. Allegedly.
Queen A.
I know someone who is in this situation, and she stayed married to him, and she's in her, her 30s or 40s, and he's well into the 70s or 80s or whatever, and their marriage lasts for quite some time. So love is love. I hate to say it, like my daughter, if I was speaking to my daughter, I would really have a serious conversation. Now, I don't necessarily agree with it, but love is love. Love fine, it's just, it doesn't have no age, it doesn't have anything. So but I do believe that he was looking at her, he was eyeing her, he probably was offering her some money, taking care of her, offering her another lifestyle that she probably was not used to, or she's looking at like, well, wait, this man doing this for me, doing that for me. But then the question is like, right, he talking about his blood pressure. And so
that's what he said on the live. He said, "Oh, my blood pressure, baby, you look like he gonna make it."
Yeah, and most likely he's on blood pressure medication, and that affects what.
Yes.
So 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 she really, but that someone that age, think about how we were at that age. We were very hard headed. You couldn't tell us
Yeah.
nothing. I got married at 18. So, you couldn't tell me anything. So she just has to learn the lessons. But it's important that she does have a mentor or a mother figure, whatever, telling her, like asking her questions like, have you thought about this? But in her mind, she's still young. She's living
Yeah.
for today and not necessarily for the future. So
Right. Clearly.
right.
Clearly
Yeah.
she's living for today
But
and
she'll
not.
start to realize. I mean, I'll be very shocked if she stay in it, and be committed to him and not look outside of that. But if some man come and he's promising her certain things, and he's looking good and he's younger, I wonder what she'll do.
Mhm.
I don't know,
Uh-huh.
just from the looks and just reading her while they were on their little live, she definitely may stay with him, and she may stay with him till the end until
Yeah.
the death
Yep.
do us part. And but I think that later she would definitely have a story to tell, and it would be
Yeah.
reversed. So it's unfortunate because a lot of her life is being taken away. It's you know, from looking at him and reading his character and how he was, talking and everything. But
Mhm.
she will learn some things while being with him as she grow up because she's growing up. He's lived most of his life.
Right.
She's her life is just now beginning. I don't know anything. If of course, she didn't mention anything about she's in college and she was like, "Oh, I made it. I've arrived." Arrived to what
But
and where?
when you think about people like that, you gotta look at the lifestyle of a person.
Yeah,
Because like I would love to know her background, because sometimes, I'm not saying it's the case, but sometimes when a person comes from like a survival mode and
yeah.
someone's coming to offer them something, they may fall in love with what the person is offering. But
Offering,
I
yeah.
can see if
Mhm.
he was in shape and he looked good as a 61-year-old, then I could be like, well, yeah, I can see why she did that. But he talking about his blood pressure, he got a belly all out here.
Mhm.
Oh God. So y'all think about that HMV fam. Think about those family members that may be in a similar situation. Just have a candid conversation with them and
Yeah.
paint that candid, true picture of what life could possibly be. Not potentially, possibly.
Mhm.
So let's move on to our next conversation about the Philadelphia train incident. When I read this incident about a man in Philly on one of the trains, like the Dart here in Texas or Dallas. I forgot what it's called in Philadelphia. I think the Serta or something like that in Philadelphia. Raped a woman on the train, and people stood by watching
And did nothing.
and did nothing. And it was stated that the operator of the train, was the one that actually, I guess, hit a button or called out, however they alert the cops. And um, they mentioned that they showed up in 3 minutes, but they were already in the act. Stood by and did nothing. Of course, my feelings and thoughts were they all need to be charged, accessory to the crime. All of them that stood by and did one person, not a gang raping her. One person. I said he has one inmate. He could only rape one person. So if another young lady got up and tried to help that, he can't rape both of y'all. First, he got to fight, to try to get one of y'all off of him. That could have been prevented. We got purses. A lot of women have things in their purses. You can just, we're not to promote violence. I was getting ready to say,
Mhm.
but there are ways that you can protect and defend yourself with things that you simply have in your purse. Ladies, we carry a lot of things in our purse. So and just human strength. Two versus one any day. That's a struggle.
Right.
I'm not saying that, y'all can beat them, but I'm saying it's definitely going to be a struggle. They could have prevented because, like I said, he has one thing: cannot rape two
Mhm.
at the same time. So
Yeah.
somebody could have jumped in and prevented. One guy, I don't care how drunk he was, how high he was. I don't even care if it came to a gun. He can't even shoot
So
shoot both at the same time.
I
Go ahead.
read I read this story, and I was curious to know, did he have a weapon on him? Did he have
I
a
think he
gun?
probably did. I don't know. They
Because
never reported that, but
right, because I'm like, I just can't see myself on a train and watching a person like get raped or get
yeah,
brutalized in any type of I couldn't even do
absolutely.
it. So it's like I can see, I mean, even if the person had like a weapon, I probably still would try to do something. But
Yeah.
I just can't see why they just sat there and watched it happen. Can you imagine how she must feel? Like, first of all, she got raped, but then to sit up there and have people watch her and do nothing. Like, she look at people like, you could have helped me, you could have saved me. So
Mhm.
I don't get how that thing. I don't even understand what's in the minds of people to even allow that to occur.
Mm-mm. I don't. Seriously, what are your
Well,
thoughts?
my thing is, even if he had a weapon, you can't hold a weapon and rape at the same time.
Right.
Say
So,
it again.
so
Say
somebody
it again.
kicked the weapon out his hand or whatever. But people are today, y'all know, people are so busy trying to have the best story on their page, trying to get likes, trying to
Yes.
be popular, and this and that. And I believe that whoever posted, they need to check social media, check out for videos. Whoever posted the video, they need
Yeah.
to be charged. The
Yes.
people that they see in the video standing around, they need to
Need to
charge
be
them too.
charged.
You know, because
100%.
we're so busy minding our own business, but you're putting folks' business out there. You know,
Say
but I'm
it
minding my.
again.
That's what I don't get. I'm minding my business, but you can't wait to put other folks' business out there.
But I'm minding my business.
But I'm minding my business.
Kermit.
You know, but God forbid something like that was to happen to them. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? In karma, we don't get to see it. We don't get to see how it happened to people, but it comes back around. So
Oh, absolutely.
they better watch out, because if I was there, I definitely would have tried to do something, because I've been
I
in a
just,
situation like that before, and
yeah.
I know how it feels to feel helpless and hopeless, and you got people seeing this happen to you.
Mhm.
So those ashamed, they ought to be ashamed of themselves watching that and just not doing nothing. I just
Yeah.
can't.
So that's why women, for one, at that time of the night, it was like after 11 o'clock, women should be protected, like have some type of mace, have some type of weapon, because we don't think that this can happen to us. Like, sometimes we don't even think like, okay, I can get raped or I can get, robbed or whatever. So it is very important to use that story as a precaution, like to start protecting yourself. When you're out at night, especially, I'm from New York. I didn't even think of it, but I was, on a subway at night. I was taking a bus at night, and I didn't even think like I could be harmed or raped in some way. I never even thought about that until hearing this story. So it is important to take precaution and have something that's going to protect you. Some type of weapon,
Yeah.
mace, whatever. So.
Yeah, it's very
Yeah.
important. And
Mhm.
like Serious K said, I couldn't have sat there. I could not have.
No.
Mhm.
That would have been the last thing I was thinking of. Let me get the video. First off, I
Yeah.
would call 911 and then jumped in the fight or what while I'm talking, because I know me, I'm country and crazy. While I'm talking, while I'm talking,
Okay.
Uh-huh.
I would start beating with my phone.
Kicking.
Right
Okay.
here. I'm telling you, because I know how I am. I'm gonna do what I can to help this, help this young lady getting, and like I said, and I'm sure she Michael said, get you a mic, but get someone that's gonna protect you. But yeah, that's right.
Mhm.
Somebody on, and there were men and women. I can't even understand the men not doing it. I can understand some women being afraid, because that's innately us
Right.
at times, especially when it's an attack going on.
Yeah.
All women aren't as bold as maybe me, Serious K, or Queen A, but there are men. I can't
Mhm.
see how a real man would stand there or sit there in the seat and watch another man assault
Listen,
another woman.
I was out somewhere, I think I was in a mall, and I saw some teenagers fighting, and I jumped in to break it up. Now I could have got hurt, but I couldn't sit there. I'm telling you, but I could not sit there, and people watch it. I could not sit there and watch these kids fight brutally. Like, I jumped in like
Mhm.
somebody mama's like, no, no. And yeah, they waited till I left. I saw them try to fight again, but I called the cops and everything. So I can't sit there and watch somebody get hurt.
Me
So
either.
Yeah.
yeah, it's just,
Yeah.
I just don't understand what's in the minds of people. First of all, that guy was sick too, to sit up there
Sick.
and rape somebody in front of
In front of
everybody.
everybody.
He obviously has some type of mental issue, or
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, he did. It was clear
Mhm.
something was going
yeah.
on with
Mhm.
him. But everybody could have ganged up. That's the thing. That's what we're trying to say. And it's just like I said, I don't understand that state. That just makes me just turn the other way, never ever even want to visit, the city, the state, none of that. Because I'm like, the people there, I'm like, that was a large amount of people just by looking at that picture. I know there was a lot of news reporters or whatever, and the cops or whatever, talking about it, showing pictures or whatever on the train. But there were, it ain't one or two people on the train, even late at night. That's on the East Coast.
Right.
What's that? The East Coast? That's the East, right? East Coast.
East
Mm-hmm.
Coast, yeah, East Coast.
Yeah.
So that's life for them. That's how they get around, maneuver. They get on their train and they go all across the city or
Right.
whatever. So it's usually busy all throughout the day, and most of the night. So that's a part of their lives. That's how they operate. That's culture for
Yeah.
them.
Mhm.
So I don't even understand. Whereas for us is a little different down south. But to just be sitting there, even if it's two or three men, I don't care what he had. Yeah, that's a very sad, very sick story. So I
Yeah.
heart go out to her family. I can only imagine how that. What if that was your family?
Mhm.
I can't. Even, I don't even want to talk about the anger I would feel and want to go
Right.
hunt for those people.
Yeah.
So let's move on. Let's talk about a very interesting topic here, y'all. Woo-hoo-hoo. We're gonna bring up the level a little bit. We're gonna talk about, is it wrong to not want to do business with infamous family and friends? Ooh, friends and family can sometimes be the worst consumers of your business, always wanting a dang on handout.
Mhm.
Friendship is friendship, business is business. Let's not get them confused. Where my money? Where's my money? That is so true. Family and friends. Friends, you can. Business is different when it comes to family and friends. So I definitely want to hear, because I definitely got some say so on that. But Serious K, what's your thoughts on doing business with family and friends? You've been
Yeah, I
doing business
think
for a long time.
yeah, I think it's that's what I love about being self-employed and having your own business, because you have the right to deny service to anybody.
True.
Right.
Anybody. You have that right. But now what friends and families are shysty, shady, don't want to pay you, looking for a handout. Now those people, no, I wouldn't give them service. I wouldn't deal with them. But your friends and family that that have integrity, that don't mind paying you, because real friends are gonna pay you. And
Yeah.
real family that loves you gonna look out for you. They're gonna make sure that you get paid, because they understand that, hey, look, this is your job, this is your business. You need to be paid, because
Right.
they'll go somewhere else and they'll pay. As a matter of fact, they'll go across the street and pay even more.
Yeah.
Yep. Mhm.
They'll
Yep.
pay even more. And when they go get their nails done, baby, let me tell you, they paying. You think they sitting there arguing with them people, baby? They paying.
Hmm.
Yep.
No questions, no questions, no back and forth, no give me a discount. They're paying. So those people, no, I don't deal with them. I'm
Yes.
always booked. I don't have no appointments. I'm booked. I'm
So always
closed. I ain't
Mhm.
working that day, whatever, or I just can't do it.
right.
Yes.
But I have friends that I do their hair and they pay me. And as a matter of fact, some of those friends are my friends are my biggest tippers. So those, yeah. But the ones that, hey girl, I ain't got no money. I can't now. Well, girl, call me back when you get some money, girl. I understand. I know, girl. I understand, girl. Call me when you get the money. I'll be here. That's how you do that.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Queen A, what are your thoughts on doing business with family and friends?
Well, I would say familiarity, it definitely breeds a lack of respect. I
Content.
think sometimes when you are in connection with a person, your friends, your family, sometimes they can take that and just run with it and just not, like you're familiar with a person, so you may not tell them like, I don't have the money. Like you said, can they may come to your shop and thinking that you're gonna do their hair for free or whatever. But so sometimes I think that when you're too familiar with the person, the lack of respect goes, it goes out the window. So it is important to, I think you can do business with family, but only if you both are mature enough to handle it. Like I know Shalana, you and I, we had a business together, and we had some fights, but we were
Right.
mature enough to handle it, and we were mature enough to like know how to distance it. Like for me, like people know, if people know me, like I'm very serious about business. So
Mhm.
people may take that a certain way, like, okay, can you joke or whatever, and but it's a difference. Like I'm a joker, on a friend level, but I'm serious on a business level. So, you gotta be able to have a healthy boundary. And I think you can do business with a person if you again are mature. If you're not
Yeah.
mature, if you can't have if it's like you gotta learn how to take your emotions out of certain situations and learn how to talk, together on a mature level. Like, look, this is not working. I don't like this. I don't like that. And
Mhm.
don't just take advantage because you are familiar with that person, because you friends and family. I mean, would I like to do business with friends and family? I would not, because I just
Mhm.
know I don't want to, sometimes people see that other side of me and sometimes they can't handle it. So for
Yeah.
that reason, I don't always want to do business with someone that I'm very familiar with, or friends and family, unless they know like this is just, this is
It's
separate. Like,
business.
yeah. And so like for
Mhm.
me, one of the things I do, I do something on the side where friends may contact me and want, some type of coaching,
Yeah.
some type,
Yeah.
and they may not want to abide by my rules. Like, okay, here's a link, schedule here, or pay this. And they may feel like, well, can I just pay you after? No, this is my process.
Right.
So,
Exactly. Mhm.
right. So that's what you have to understand. Like if you have that healthy respect for one another and you know how to set your emotions to the side and like, look, this is business.
Mhm.
We can hang afterwards, but right now we're gonna take care of business. So
Mhm.
if you are mature, it can work. If not, it's not gonna work.
Yeah. I
Yes,
think that's the key thing. Yeah. If you're mature, it can
Mhm.
work.
Right.
Maturity, because you do have to have those healthy boundaries when it
Mhm.
comes to business with family and friends.
Right.
Because family and friends will want the biggest discounts. They will want you to do
Absolutely.
things for free.
Mhm.
And then the hurtful part of doing business with family and friends, they don't really believe that because you're family, they feel like they're going to get a deal,
Mhm.
and whatever they want, they'll get a deal for it. Whatever it is, product, service, whatever it is,
Mhm.
and they won't really respect your time, that your service or that product, versus
Mhm.
if it was a complete total stranger. They
Right.
absolutely would. They will, buy, they will pay the full price. They'll make those, they'll do whatever it is, be
Mhm.
it if you were in
Mhm.
first business with family. May
Right.
not show up at the meetings, may not show up, may not show up in openings, whatever, whatever is involved with the business. And that's just
Mhm.
familiarity breeds contempt. That's just the way it is, with a lot
Mhm.
of immature, when it comes to the mindset of family doing business together. But then there are so many successful families that are doing business because the
Oh,
mindset is
absolutely.
because of the maturity
Yes.
level.
And they
You know,
have to have integrity. They have to be a person of
exactly.
integrity.
Yes.
Exactly. So,
Mhm.
and if that's not there, I'm telling you, it's downhill. It's downhill.
Mhm.
Yes.
And that's the
Mhm.
one thing, that lack of respect, because you will turn around, they'll do it in your face. Turn around and you'll see them respecting a total stranger.
Mhm.
Same business, but they'll
Right.
Mhm.
respect that total stranger and then came to you, cursed you out, or got mad at you, or,
Mhm.
didn't want to get cursed like that. I'll get back with you. But then go to the next person that's doing the exact same thing, and yeah, okay, yeah, I want to do, business. So I'm like you. It depends on the maturity level and having those, setting those healthy boundaries, having that conversation, about business. Okay, this is
Mhm.
business. So this is about business. It has nothing to do with my personal feelings for you, towards you, or anything like that.
Mhm.
And I think
Right.
that's what a lot of people missing when it comes to business with family and friends, because you
Yeah.
don't
I
need them.
remember, so I remember, and Coach Laura, you and I had discussion. I remember I was asking you about this. We had a nonprofit with some friends, well,
Yeah.
one particular person, and her and I will get into like, we were roommates, and her and I will get into like a heated argument,
Yeah.
and it will and then we'll have a meeting with the other members, for the nonprofit, and she will bring that into the meeting, and I'd be like, you can't do that. And then she would get upset saying, okay, well, we need to talk about it. No, we talk about that after this call. It has
Right.
nothing to do with.
Exactly.
Right. So that's why that's one of the things, the hardest lesson I had to learn is if you're going to do business with anyone, make sure they're on the same level as you are. They have the same goals and mindset. And again, the emotional maturity, the authenticity as well as integrity to work together. Because again, you're always going to have challenges, whether it's, someone or someone you don't know. It's always going to be challenges. You just got to know how to work it through.
Yeah, it's funny. I just want to bring this up real quick. This lady I know, I've been doing her hair for a long time. So her mother called to make an appointment, and she felt like because I've been doing her daughter's hair for a long time, she can get the word that she used was squares in.
See,
So
yes. See what I mean?
she want to get squares in for an appointment. And I just told her, and all my family members, all my friends can attest to this. I told her, I said, I'm sorry, I can't get you. I said, even my mama has to make a hair appointment. I don't do that. I don't do special appointments.
Right.
Everybody, even my daughter, you can ask Jamie. She calls, makes an appointment. I don't. Oh yeah, girl, come on, girl. I'm gonna do this real quick. No, your appointment is at 3:30. So I came off as a different person to her because when I would talk to her, it's like, hey, ma'am, how you doing today? We laughed talking, but then when she called me, it was business. I was like, no, I'm sorry. I said, you have to make what? I thought you could have squares me, and I said, no, ma'am, I'm sorry. I said, but this is what I have. She's like, okay.
I did get mad, right, Kim?
Yeah,
I get mad.
I don't know what to tell you, baby. This business.
I can attest to that. When I was late and she had to cancel me, Kim would cancel me out like, I was late all the time.
You're gonna have to work on that for real, though.
Look, and I'm calling her like, girl, where you at? You know you supposed to be here. I'm coming.
I'm downtown.
Kim, I've been on the phone at times with Sean. I'm like, don't you got a hair appointment at 1:00? She just leaving the house at 1:00 doing shit.
I be fussing at her. Here I go. You supposed to did that yesterday. You just not going to the store today. You supposed to did that. Girl, you better come on here and get some stuff.
It's bad. Oh God, it's bad.
I'm getting better though.
I'm getting better.
Okay, we about telling the truth, right?
All right.
Gosh.
Right.
I'm working on me. But anyway,
that sounds better.
But anyway, this ain't about me. But anyway. But y'all gotta respect family and friends. But anyway, this is a great show. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe on our YouTube page. Please subscribe, join our Patreon, y'all, because we are getting closer and closer to opening up Patreon, where we're going to have live, vivid, candid conversations.
May the Lord open.
Yes, if you think this is something, just wait. We have some treats in store for you. And oh my God,
tricks and treat.
That's right. So demonstrations and all. Anyway, so be sure to join our Patreon on our YouTube page because some great things are coming up. We have our link in the chat. So just click on that link, honey, and whichever level, it's all good, every level. So you definitely want to join and be a part of our raw conversations that are coming up in the very, very near future. We're going to have some great guests that's going to be talking about some things. So it's going to be exciting. So get ready.
You know what? We should do something special for the first 5 that join. So that will be a surprise for the first 5 that join. We're going to do something very, very special. And trust me, you will enjoy it. Yes, so you definitely want to join now and get subscribed because the first 5 we will contact you with something special.
Especially coming from Queen A, y'all. We love everyone. Have a happy and safe Halloween. Yes. Celebrate it however you celebrate it. Just know that you are in God's arms and God's love and care. We love you. Have a wonderful and safe, happy Halloween weekend. See you in 2 weeks. We will not be here next week, y'all. We'll not be here, but we will be returning the week afterwards. Stay tuned.
Bye. Praise be.